place. Won here last year. Could be a good day for him.
You know, looking at Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, we're riding with him here. What I noticed with him yesterday, he couldn't cut that fast lap in practice, but he seemed pretty good on the longer runs.
Car in the wall, turn one, and it is Robbie Gordon. And what a star-crossed season he has had.
He had trouble off of 2 on the last time by here. He slowed way down and was followed to the back.
Right.
Hard. That's what you saw down on the apron.
Yeah. He was slow off of turn 2, Mike, coming around this time.
And let's see if this shows the start of it. There's the number 7.
Yeah, you see, there goes the carcass off the tire right there. You start these tires with such low air pressure, particularly left sides. Comes up the hill, it just gets to pushing and sliding.
It was almost like a push, hooked loose.
Not sure that 2 car didn't just.
Wow.
Kilt.
Yep.
Yeah, hit the wall hard, cut a right front.
Now, there was no smoke from that tire or any outward indication.
I think you'll see the thing just take off. There it goes. The right front blew out. Away she goes.
The worst place in the world, right in the middle of the corner.
It's only doing 170 miles an hour.
So David Reagan doesn't get much of a home track homecoming here in Atlanta. For the restart, Casey Kane elects the outside, and we are good to go. Green flag at lap 39.
I got a feeling that Juan Pablo Montoya is going to be working on our current leader, or our former leader. Oh, 2 cars in the wall in turn 2.
That's Joey Logano, the 20 that's up there.
And Carl Edwards.
And the caution is out.
Now there's a lot of, looks like, damage on the left front corner of Logano's car and the right front of Edwards. Edwards in the middle.
Ooh, Carl got clipped by Brad Keselowski. Just run him up the hill, couldn't save it, and got into Joey Logano in the 20 car.
Another look. Watch that red number 12 on the bottom right there, getting it.
This car right here just clipped Carl Edwards in the 99, Brad Keselowski in the 12 down on the bottom there, and it shot him up the hill.
Just remember, Joey Logano came in here 8th in the points.
Awful close down there, Darrell. To know if there was actually contact or just what. Let's look at that first look and look at the 99 and 12 once again.
I wouldn't think there was contact if the car hadn't wiggled the way it did, moved and took off.
There are the 3 cars involved.
Pretty tight right here, pretty tight right here. Just a nudge. It's got a nudge.
And it doesn't take much.
Not when you've just been in the, coming out of the pits.
Caution is out for the 4th time today for debris in turn number 2, likely from when Clint Boyer, trying to keep from going a lap down to the number 9 of Casey Kane, got up and into the wall and then gave Kane an anxious moment that took away some of his 5-second lead. The caution flag took away the rest. So we are under caution. Boyer.
Like it. It's like Hamlin might have.
We got Mark Martin. He just spun here on the front straightaway. Caution is out.
Left rear tire on Mark Martin coming off turn 4.
Oh yeah, you can see it hanging out the left side over there.
He was.
One coming here.
He was in 17th place. Now Dale Jr. will not be the first car. One lap down. That will be Bobby Labonte, who gets the free pass. There's the 5.
What a great save.
He was running in the 17th position.
Larry, I think we're seeing something here that we've talked about, the stagger in these rear tires.
Now Ryan Newman also stopped. Krista. Oh, Joey Logano.
Just cut a right front down.
Now remember, that car was heavily damaged earlier in the crash with Carl Edwards
Cautious out.
and Brad Keselowski.
We don't want to kill a damn car because the tires will come get tires this time, bud.
So Logano brings out the 6th caution of the day. We'll have a lot more damage on that right front when he gets the field around under caution. Here's why.
It's that left front tire.
Denny Hamlin cuts down a left front, and the debris puts us under caution for the 8th time today. Pits road is open. Here's Matt.
But that right side, which was all about going across the line, having to be pushed back before they could complete the stop.
34 laps to go, 33 at the stripe when they get the green. 6 of the last 7 Atlanta races have had a caution within the last 25 laps.
I don't know that we're done yet.
Oh, no. No. What are we doing here? We're all grouped up and everything is on the line. You're going to drive harder and take more chances now, and you have all day long.
Green flag, 33 to go.
This is what it's all about.
Trouble
right here,
front
Alfie.
straightaway.
Yeah, no kidding.
In the wall goes the 13 with the 19. Elliott Sadler gets tied up with Max Pappas.
No yellow yet.
I think these guys are going to get going. Pappas has got a. No, the 13's going to probably throw rubber all over the racetrack.
Something will happen here. Get all you can.
He gets down to the apron.
We're still green.
Stay below the yellow line.
And here comes everybody. Caution waves.
Yeah, there's no way that.
And he got turned right in front of Max Pappas. Sadler in the white car. And you could just see him get turned.
So easy to spin the tires, miss a shift, and get run over from behind. Knock.
Oval track win. He won it in Finion 96 races ago on the road course.
And who
half
do
a
you...
second. And the 99 has turned over Brad Keselowski.
And we have a caution.
My goodness.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Keselowski was on track for a 6th place finish.
Boy, that's...
We're told there was contact between Edwards and Keselowski.
And have we seen that somewhere once before?
Talladega last year and early in this race at lap 41.
A little crossover move here by Carl. Clean here, clean here. Just slight contact.
Oh,
look at that thing go.
That looked so much like Edwards' turnover at Talladega off the bumper of Keselowski.
It really did, and I'm so wondering and hoping that when they put the spoiler back on these cars, they'll quit turning over like this.
Keselowski's put the window net down.
The roof flaps deployed, but it did not sit that car back down. I'm like you, Darrell. I'm going to be so glad to see that rear spoiler back on these cars.
I think that's it's got to be something to that.
That car took a hard hit in the left A pillar, the windshield post right in front of the driver.
You just see how that wing sticks out so far out the back of the car, behind the car. It almost looks, if it'll create downforce with the car going forward, it's got to create a pocket of air behind it when it gets around backwards.
Guys, you saw it right there. Those white gloves, they made a turn to the right.
Brad Keselowski has climbed out of his Penske Dodge. We're under caution with 6 laps to go. There's Brad. 41. Watch the 12 on the bottom. The red car just barely gets into Edwards, sending Carl up and into Joey Logano, pretty much ruining both their days. Now both those cars were repaired, came back on track many laps down, but here with just a handful of laps to go, Edwards and Keselowski get together again.
All the flaps came open. The cowl flaps came open below the windshield. The roof flaps came open.
I think that if you just, you know, we didn't know this, had no way of knowing this until these cars started getting airborne like that, that rear wing sticking out behind the car so far. I know they say they tested it and they can't really verify that, but it sure looks that way.
But Terrell, I got to ask you, Carl Edwards is 156 laps down. What's going on here?
That was not necessary. Very unnecessary.
Pablo Montoya in that 42 car. He will be on a mission.
Pretty heavy traffic in front of him. This restart's critical. Don't spin the tires.
Green flag.
Menard did not get going. Look at Montoya. He's going to try to thread the needle up through the middle. 3 wide going into 1.
Busch through the middle and probably to the lead by the exit of turn 2.
Yeah,
Look at this. It looks like a Daytona restart.
That was the move right there, to get the 3 wide, get down in there and get the lead. Here comes Montoya.
Here comes Kane on the bottom.
No out of bounds here at Atlanta. You can go down below the yellow line.
That was,
McMurray and Boyer get together. Kurt Busch is in it.
Here we go. Another green-white checker.
Mark Martin in the fence.
if we got anybody left.
Caution before the white flag. And you're right, Darrell. If anybody's able to get going, we'll do it again.
Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough. Crazy, because you see here's the 9 down in below the yellow line. That forces the 1 up. And when he forces the 1 up, I think he gets into Boyer. Jamie was trying to block, but he realized he was going way too fast.
Here comes Kenseth. Oh, yeah.
One just walked up the racetrack, gets into Boyer, and it was on from there. Little boy, Mark Martin came in there and hard lick on Martin Truex Jr.
Ambrose, nice job to miss that one. Greg Biffle, too.
48.
And Gilliland.
48. I don't know how he got through there. Watch that 48 car up on the outside here. This all happens right in front of him, and he wiggles his way through.
Well, McMurray was on 2 tires, and when Kenseth got to that left rear quarter panel, it just sent the back around on this car, walked him up the racetrack.
From our direct TV blimp.
Denny Hamlin got some damage in that 11.
Getting down below that yellow line, getting into 3. That's why we have a yellow line rule at Daytona and Talladega, and you can see how it just really shakes things up when you do that.
All that smoke, and where do you go?
Boy, how about Kevin Harvick and Scott Speed just getting through?
Look at the 48. He just winds his way around.
Bottom past Menard.
There Montoya fighting on the high side in that 42 car.
Everybody trying to get some. Lap and a half to go.
Yeah, that was a bad restart. That really messed Montoya up.
Truex got shuffled way back on that one. And Kurt Busch is running time trial laps. He doesn't have Kenseth on his bumper. The next flag ends the race.
All right. We're in the money lap now.
Menard holding a top 5 against Allmendinger, Vickers, and Biffle.
And he's holding a top 5 with only 2 fresh tires right now.
Kenseth closing the gap. Kurt Busch off turn number 4. Kurt Busch is going to win it for Roger Penske. The Blue Deuce goes to victory lane again in Atlanta.